One city intersection is worrying local officials, causing them to think about changing the flow of traffic.
And social media is inescapable. What effect does virtual communication have on emotional reality?
We started out sunny this morning, but cloud cover began to move into the area, and now that's moving out. I do have some rain, though, in your forecast. I'll detail that coming up next.
And the newest member of the medical center staff is a real dummy.
This is News Channel 12.
This is News Channel 12, live at 6, where commitment makes the difference.
22,000 vehicles pass through one Bowling Green intersection every day, worrying some local officials. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jessica Nichols.
And I'm Jason Martin. Thanks for joining us. The Kentucky Department of Highways, Western Kentucky University, and the city of Bowling Green are proposing changing one intersection into a roundabout. News Channel 12's own TJ Parker is live with the story. TJ?
Concerns about the safety of the intersection at Nashville Road, 31W Bypass, University Boulevard, and Loving Way is prompting officials to consider putting in a roundabout. The stoplight here currently. Now, officials say that roundabouts aren't common in this area. They say it will reduce the number of injurious accidents. The roundabout speed limit will be set at 35 miles per hour, causing people to slow down because it's a circle. Kentucky Department of Highways District 3 Information Officer Kirsten Jagger says the concept is simpler than what people think.
I've talked to several people who are a little anxious, and my one thing I've expressed to all of them is the one thing you want to do is slow down. If you're not exactly sure where you need to go, then just slow down.
Jaggers also says that she thinks that it will ease congestion here at this intersection. And if you have any questions or are concerned about this, you can attend a public forum being held tomorrow at the Carol Nicely Conference Center from 4 to 6. If you have any questions, you can go there and they will be answered. But for now, we're live on 31W Bypass. TJ Parker, News Channel 12.
Thank you, TJ. Since the human trafficking law passed in 2008, there's been almost 150 cases, but only 20 have been prosecuted. Now the bill is looking to update current laws. Many local officials are taking part in the movement. Warren County Commonwealth Attorney Chris Corrin helped write the bill, and he hopes it will get more cases prosecuted. Bowling Green has one of the few cases of human trafficking in Kentucky. Another bill is resurfacing which would allow refugees and legal immigrants to stay in high school longer. It would allow those students to remain in school until age 23, and schools will receive state funding for those students. Currently, schools stop receiving state funding for students at age 21. The House passed the new bill last week, and it's now in the hands of the Senate.
The longest cave system in the world is Kentucky's own Mammoth Cave. The National Park Service says the South Central Kentucky landmark recently added 10 miles to its underground length, putting it over 400 total. The president of the Cave Research Foundation says the added length didn't originate from one expedition, but instead came about through a series of incremental discoveries. Mammoth Cave attracts nearly 700,000 visitors each year.
The medical center has a new way for its staff to refine their skills. This is iStan, and it's a patient simulator. The medical center plans to have its staff use the mannequin to simulate real-world medical issues. It replicates patient information such as heart rate. iStan also talks, blinks, sweats, and cries.
The simulation model in our new bed lab will be able to mimic what happens with our patients and give the opportunity for our nursing staff and other staff to be able to learn and enhance their skills.
Joyce says WKU nursing students will also have access to the mannequin when the university's new nursing building opens on the medical center's campus in the fall.
A campus energy conservation group held an open mic night on Monday. The event allowed students to creatively express themselves while learning about policy concerns and solutions. PowerSave Campus invited everyone to share a song or performance in the Duck Auditorium. Performances included songs from several genres, including hip-hop. Organizers hope these events will bring an awareness to simple ways of saving energy, such as shutting off lights and computers when people aren't using them.
What we're trying to do is target humanities and creative individuals who would like to express their thoughts and opinions about global sustainability.
Visitors also say that they're planning an energy conservation challenge with other Kentucky colleges and universities.
With the world logging into a new technological advancements, some young users are finding it hard to balance the real world in cyberspace. In the span of seconds, one user becomes connected with over 900 million people on one popular network. But as the trend takes over, many are left tangled in the virtual web.
We had both gotten in trouble and had to block her, and it was a mess.
For 12-year-old Cheney, Facebook was the main site for keeping up with friends. But as the friend requests grew, it became the playing ground for competition.
Some of us got a lot of likes on her pictures, and she thought that she wasn't as pretty.
A 2012 study at California State University showed lower self-esteem issues in female users. But one of WKU's professors of psychology believes Facebook is used as reassurance for everyone.
They're not just getting on Facebook to gain attention, but it's actually a very important source of support.
Through status updates and instant messaging, users are able to vent to others and receive a response.
That's a good thing on all these, that you can like and unlike.
And as simple as a thumbs up, the power of approval lies in the grasp of anyone.
You know, adolescents are cliquish and catty sometimes, and you know, the medium of Facebook is just as susceptible to that as is a real world.
But how does one balance the difference? Though recent studies show that 61% of users take a break from Facebook, common apps accessible to your cell phone have users uploading, updating, and logging in from anywhere. Despite its growing influence, experts stress the importance of face-to-face interaction and encourage users to click out and log in to life. Since the 2012 studies, a recent CNN poll found that about 27% of Facebook users will spend less time online this year than in previous years.
It was rather chilly in Bowling Green today, so let's check in with Marcus Bagwell for a first look at tonight's forecast. Good evening, Marcus.
Good evening, Jason. Excuse me. Here's a look at satellite and radar over our area. We had some cloud cover begin to move into the area this afternoon, and now that's beginning to clear off over the area. Let's take a look also at our current temperatures currently across the area. We're sitting at 31 degrees in Bowling Green, 29 in Owensboro, also 31 degrees in Nashville, 34 in Jackson. Our temperatures tonight are going to drop down into the low to mid 20s, so we're going to see those temperatures begin to fall as we head on into the nighttime. Here's a look at some of the current wind chills right now. This is what it feels like outside. It feels like 31 here in Bowling Green, while it's 23 is what it feels like in Owensboro, 20 is what it feels like in Lexington, and 18 is the current wind chill in Cincinnati. It's going to be a cold night tonight. By 8 o'clock, we'll see temperatures at about 33 degrees, and then at 10 o'clock dropping down to 29, and then at midnight tonight dropping down to about 25 degrees. So it's going to be another cold night here across our area. I do have rain chances coming into the forecast. I'll detail that coming up in just a moment. Jessica?
Thanks, Marcus. Coming up, a restaurant in Kansas City is leveled after an explosion last night.
And they say practice makes perfect, and Warren County certainly takes that to heart when it comes to severe weather. At least 2 people are missing and more than a dozen are injured after an explosion sparked a 4-alarm fire in Kansas City, Missouri. Ed Payne has more.
The explosion sent roaring flames ripping through JJ's restaurant.
This was a happy hour at a restaurant. There were patrons in the restaurant, and so we do this we make sure that we thoroughly comb that incident before we release it for the investigators.
About 100 firefighters battled the blaze. Missouri Gas Energy says it believes a contractor struck a natural gas line underground.
Right now, the investigation is ongoing, but it does seem like an accident, and it doesn't appear to be foul play at this time.
Witnesses say they heard and felt the explosion blocks away. More than a dozen people were taken to the hospital, some in critical condition. Authorities are now trying to account for everyone at the restaurant at the time.
Right now, what we're trying to do is to complete the investigation, find out what the cadaver dogs find out, if anything, and then we'll go on to the next phase.
I'm Ed Payne reporting.
Fire officials have closed the plaza where the explosion took place, and there is no definite word when they will reopen.
Texas authorities are investigating a suspicious death of a boy adopted from Russia. The 3-year-old died last month in the care of his American parents. Russian officials claim the child was abused. The incident is strengthening tensions between U.S. and Russia over adoptions. U.S. State Department officials warned Tuesday not to jump to conclusions.
It is a terrible tragedy that this child has died. But none of us, not here, not anywhere in the world, should jump to a conclusion about the circumstances until the police have had a chance to investigate.
Russia recently passed a law banning American families from adopting Russian children, but one Russian governor is halting all foreign adoptions now. The brother of the deceased boy is still in the adoptive parents' care. Russian officials are trying to remove the brother from the home.
Oscar Pistorius will have to wait until tomorrow to find out if he'll be granted bail. His hearing adjourned today with no decision. The Olympic Blade Runner is charged with premeditated murder in the shooting of his girlfriend, Reva Steenkamp. Prosecutors detailed their case, arguing he is a flight risk and should be denied bail. Pistorius says he mistook his girlfriend for an intruder and accidentally shot her through a bathroom door. Police say witnesses heard screaming an hour before the shooting. Former Illinois Congressman Jesse Jackson Jr. pleaded guilty today on one federal charge related to using campaign funds for personal expenses. He pleaded guilty to one count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, mail fraud, and false statements. The charge carries a maximum of 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. As part of the plea, Jackson must forfeit $750,000 in improperly used funds and assorted memorabilia. Jackson's sentencing is set for June 28th.
We had clouds move into our area this afternoon, but does that mean rain is on its way? Marcus Bagwell will have your Storm Center 12 forecast next.
And later on in sports, WKU says goodbye to a member of the coaching staff much sooner than expected. Welcome back to your News Channel 12. Marcus, it was cold everywhere today, including even the studio tonight. It's a little crispy. What's going to be going on with the weather the next couple days?
Well, Jason, I can't control the studio temperature right now, and neither can I control the weather outside, but I can tell you that it's going to be cold for the next couple of days. Let's take a look at the current temperatures now across the region. You can see lower 30s, even some upper 20s already, like 31 in Nashville right now, 30 in Louisville, 24 in Indianapolis, 37 in Asheville, and 53 down in Columbia, South Carolina at this time. Here's a live look at WKU Alumni Center on the campus of Western Kentucky University. Our temperature now right here at the 6 o'clock hour is 31 degrees. The humidity is at 51%, and the winds are calm right now, giving that wind chill temperature value of also 31 degrees, and the pressure is holding steady at 30.29 inches of mercury. Our high today was 34 degrees. Our low this morning was 22. It was flat out cold, regardless of however you look at it. We're 17 degrees below normal for this time of year. We picked up no precipitation, but for the month, we're just over an inch of rainfall for the month of February. We saw this band of cloud cover begin to move through the area. Now we're going to begin to see some showers begin to pop up there, also with a few snow showers as well. I believe that's going to stay well to our south and also even dissipate over the area before it reaches here, South Central Kentucky or even Middle Tennessee. But the area that we're really concerned with is this low pressure system that's going to be sliding on off to the east, and this is going to bring us our next chance of seeing some showers and then even some snow showers possibly in northern Kentucky and even parts of southern Indiana, Illinois, and even Ohio. Now here's a look at the next 36 hours, okay? We're going to begin to put this into motion for you now. As we zoom on in closer to our area, you begin to see this warm front that's going to be down to our south. That's going to be sliding on up to the north, but before that, we're going to see some snow showers possible and even some freezing rain likely in the parts of the Midwest area. But for us, though, it's going to be remaining cold over our area, at least through tonight and through tomorrow as well. Now, as we go on into Thursday night and into early Friday morning by 6 o'clock, that rain begins to move into the area, so we can't rule out an area of cloud cover over the area for the overnight hours tonight, and then by Friday morning we're going to see that rainfall move into the area also, and even some snow showers up to the northern part of the Kentucky area. Tonight's low is going to drop down to 22 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, 44 degrees. It's going to be nice. On Friday, we're going to see a warm front come through, upping our temperatures to 62, but a big cold front coming right back through, dropping our temperatures to 49 on Saturday. Sunday looks to be the best day with a high of 52 degrees, and then on Monday, we'll introduce a 40% rain chance coming back in with a high of 54. Jason?
Thanks, Marcus. And this week is Severe Weather Awareness Week, and preparing for the very worst from Mother Nature involves a lot more than remembering an umbrella. Rebecca Ollier has more on how you can prepare for any natural disaster.
From earthquakes to tornadoes, natural disasters could happen at any time. Warren County Emergency Management says things can change within a moment's notice, which is why being prepared is important.
For tornadoes and any disaster, they need to have a plan of action, where they're going to go, how they're going to make contact, a disaster kit, the vitals, things that they're going to need for at least 72 hours for themselves and their family, and to have some communication modes, know what's there, and to practice that plan.
When you and your family are prepping for disaster, there are a couple items that you're going to need. Things like water, peanut butter, cans so that they won't go bad, and tools so that you can leave quickly. Trinity Gonzalez recently started prepping for a disaster so she can protect her family.
We got started doing it because our daughter is very young. She's almost 2 years old, and obviously we'd never want to see her in pain or have to go hungry or go without water or anything like that.
Not only do you need food, but other basic necessities as well.
And it's not just the elements of survival, it's some things of comfort, like, you know, might want to have a change of clothes stored with your food, or a blanket.
Pearson says families should be prepared for anything.
You're only as good as how you exercise.
For News Channel 12, I'm Rebecca Ollier.
Warren County Emergency Management says they try their best to keep the county safe with the help of numerous sirens spread across the county. On March 5th, Kentucky will send out a statewide tornado warning test message shortly after 10 a.m.
Sarah Hager now joins us with a preview of our sports. Sarah?
That's right, Jessica. I'll have the latest high school hardwood news as well as the scoop on one coach's early departure. It's bad news on the gridiron for new WKU coach Bobby Petrino in a report confirmed by CBS Sports late last night. Offensive line coach Mike Summers has left the Hill to take the same position at the University of Southern California. Summers was only employed by WKU for 2 months before leaving. This loss to the coaching staff just comes after 1 month after a departure by Kevin Peoples. He joined the staff at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Summers might be gone, but another Hilltoppers staff member could also face future problems. More information emerged today concerning Director of Basketball Operations Jake Morton and his involvement in the athletic scandal surrounding his alma mater at the University of Miami. WKU President Gary Ransdell was sent a letter from the NCAA Managing Director of Enforcement that states if Morton is found in violation, actions could be taken that would limit his duties at the university. February is winding down, and you know what that means. It's time for some high school basketball. District 14 postseason plays kicked off last Monday night as the Gators at Greenwood knocked off the South Warren Spartans. The Gators now set to face crosstown rival Warren East in a Thursday night semifinal matchup on the Gators' home court. Greenwood High School will also be the site for another heated hometown rival as the Bowling Green Purples face off with the Warren Central Dragons. The Dragons lead the district with 23-6 record and have beaten the Purples twice this season. Former top basketball superstar and last year's NBA dunk contest winner Jeremy Evans was in Houston this past Saturday night, trying to defend his crown as part of the All-Star Weekend. Evans was on the Western Conference team and recorded scores of 47 and 43 in the round. His most memorable attempt saw him leap over a covered easel with a windmill one-hander. He then uncovered the easel to reveal what? A portrait of himself doing the windmill dunk in identical fashion to the real thing. He then autographed it. Toronto high flyer Terrence Ross won the competition, with Evans finishing second. Bouncing the round ball over to men's hoops, the 2013 Hilltoppers recorded their third straight loss on the road at FIU on Saturday night. Despite 20 tops assists as well as 4 players finishing with double figures in points, they were no match for the Panthers toward 57.4% shooting. Harper's Club moves to 7-9 in the conference and 13-14 overall. Saturday was a superb night for FIU, but not so much for the Hilltoppers, and that includes the women. The Lady Tops also played FIU, and their game ended with the same result as the men, a loss to the Panthers. Michelle Clark-Hurd's team was looking for its 10th road win of the season when the Lady Panthers went on a 25-0 run in the second half to put the contest out of reach. The Lady Tops tip off with the Lady Warhawks of Louisiana Monroe tonight at 7 here at Diddle Arena.
And we'll be right back after this break.
The 11th annual Unity Step-Off is around the corner, and Greek organizations all across campus are gearing up for the show. But how does someone get ready for a step competition? Prince Peters has more.
Defined as a form of percussive dance in which the participant's entire body is used as an instrument to produce complex rhythms and sounds through a mixture of footsteps, spoken word, and hand claps. Preparation for such an event first starts with a commitment, not only to yourself, but to each person that you're stepping with. Rihanna Nail shares how she prepares for the rigors of a step practice.
We practice, and then a lot of girls go to Preston and work out. They like to do the Zumba with the cardio and the dancing.
And even more patience for a step master. Joshua Miller, a member of the Greek organization Alpha Phi Alpha, is coaching Alpha Omicron Pi for this year's event. Miller has participated in multiple events similar to Unity Step-Off.
Most people are visual learners. So what you want to do is make sure that they're in a position where everybody can see you and have enough space to move.
The step competition is typically held in the spring semester and has increased in participation since it began in 2002. For News Channel 12, I'm Prince Peters.
The Unity Step-Off is scheduled for March 23rd, and this year's competition will feature 8 teams.
And Marcus Bagwell now joins us with a final look at tonight's forecast.
Well, it's going to be a cold night tonight across the area. 22 degrees is going to be our overnight low tonight. Tomorrow we'll have increasing clouds over the area again. That 30% chance of rainfall is going to be coming in through the afternoon and to the evening part of the day. And then tomorrow night, a 70% chance of rainfall with a temperature falling to about 41 degrees. On Friday, we'll see a temperature of about 62, and then a cold front will come through, bringing our temperatures back down to the normal of about 49 on Saturday and then 52 on Sunday before another rain chance comes in for Monday of next week.
So can we make it out to the ballpark this weekend?
I think you will be able to, but just be on the lookout for rain, and it's going to be cold this weekend. The best day is Sunday.
Well, looks like that's about all the time we have tonight. Thanks for making News Channel 12 your source for news.
Have a great night.